Hey YouTube, got another knife review for you. What is this knife? You might think you know, but I got a surprise. It is, what does that say? It is a Cheeta brand knife, and you know what? It bears quite a resemblance to this knife. And what is this knife? Well, this is by CRKT. It is a Hammond Cruiser. Alright, the Hammond Cruiser versus the Cheeta. I refer to this as the Cheeta Cruiser. It actually doesn't really have a name. I'll include a link, but it was basically sold as, like, I think they called it 5-inch closed folder. Alright, but the Cheeta Cruiser liner lock. Alright, YouTube, and you might be wondering, Cheeta, is that really a company? Believe it or not, it is. It came in this box with, it has a cheetah on it, and it's Cheeta brand. Alright, and they are obviously Cheeta. It's made in China, but then again, so are a lot of the I don't know where the CRKT is made, but a lot of their stuff is China anyway, right? So, alright, so let me give you just a little run through of the features of the blade, the knife. Alright, the blade itself, you see it's a drop point. It does have a bead blast, and it does have a swedge. Alright, and the length is 3 3/4 inches, so fairly medium large length for EDC. It is a liner lock mechanism, and it does lock securely. It does lock securely. Now the handle scales are ABS, and if you don't know what ABS is, it's polymerized styrene. Basically, it's rubberized plastic, similar to FRN. Circular cutouts. The opening facility, this index flipper, even has jimping. Opens fairly easily. It does have a strong detent, so you do have to do it decisively. But all in all, pretty easy opening. Alright, and the grind on that, it is a partial hollow grind. Open pillar construction. It is a one-position pocket clip. Right, the pocket clip, it's set up for right side tip down carry, whereas the Hammond Cruiser has a 4-position pocket clip. Okay, so that's one main difference. Now this also has a secondary lock, which you see there, a manual secondary lock. You push it forward. What it does, see that there? It basically inserts a piece of metal that physically prevents the liner from being disengaged. It's a nice feature, and it's kind of a copy of the CRKT lock system, LAWKS. That's the lock system. Basically, kind of does the same thing. So, the Cheeta, man, they really cloned it. But, the big difference, this is a $4 knife, and the Hammond Cruiser, which I do recommend and I have reviewed along with the Desert Cruisers, great knife. This goes for anywhere between $18 and $28, depending if you can find it on sale. And I do recommend this as a great budget beater knife. It's nice and it's well proven. If for some crazy reason you can't find like $20 and you only have $4, then is the Cheeta knife good? Yeah, for $4, of course I think it's worth $4. The Hammond Cruiser itself is only AUS 8. Oh no, excuse me, it's AUS 6, which is softer than AUS 8. Right, so this is AUS 6 already. This is listed as 440 stainless, but realistically, whatever steel this is, it probably couldn't be that much worse than AUS 6 anyway, right? So take that as you will. Alright, it's not necessarily going to hold its edge if you chop down a tree. That's all I'm saying. For light utility and as a $4 beater, of course it will function. Was the Cheeta knife sharp? You know, it wasn't that sharp. You know, will it cut? Well, yeah. I mean, you know, as far as your, you know, cutting cordage, opening boxes, just your general light utility tasks, yeah, it'll cut. It's not a razor, but you know, you could sharpen it until it was, right? So it, you know, it has a functional edge. Alright, and while I'm here, let me show you one other Cheeta knife. This was requested. I showed it in another video, so I'll include the link to this. But this Cheeta knife, I believe it's called the Camo Survival 4-inch folder or something like that. Flipper opening. I think you could wave it open with that protrusion there, but basically it's around a 4-inch Tanto chisel ground. See, it says Cheeta right there. And this is not really a utility knife. The edge kind of sucks. The serrations are okay for a sawing type cutting, but the chisel grind, you know, I think this is meant as purely as a cheap tactical, meaning just a cheap, it's basically a shank. That's all it is. It's a folding, quick opening shank. And this was $6, and the handles are extra wide with a good grip, but they are hollow, so it's not like heavy. It just gives a good grip. And you know, open pillar construction, liner lock. It is solid. The lockup is solid, and it actually came with this pouch, which is, you know, pretty good since the whole thing was $6. The Velcro pouch can be worn vertically or horizontally. And, you know, do I think I got my $6 worth? Yeah, I do. I mean, it functions, and, you know, it has full metal, you know, full metal liners. It's not like those plastic ones. Like this could actually be used. It's not gonna like break like those the cheap plastic ones would. So yeah, there's the Cheeta Tanto. There you go. Alright, so my final verdict on these Cheeta knives. You know, me personally, you know, if you have 20 bucks, I would say go with the real, you know, go with the Hammond Cruiser. Excellent knife. If for some reason you only have $4 to $6, you know, are these worth it? Yeah, they are, because let me put it this way. I've seen folders that were $4 that like were completely worthless. Like you couldn't use them for anything. Okay, so those were overpriced. Those should have been priced at $0 because they were completely unusable. But these knives, they are actually usable. Like you could actually use this as just a beater utility knife. And it's actually, I mean, it locks up securely. The secondary lock is a nice feature. It gives a good grip. It opens very easily. So yes, is it worth $4? It definitely is. All right, and is this worth the $6? Yeah, it definitely is. If you needed something real cheap but effective, as I said, it's a fast opening folding shank. And if that's what you needed, you know, I hope you don't, but people always ask that. Yeah, I mean, it's worth $6. It locks up securely, good grip. I'm pretty sure you could put a tie on there and wave it open even. So there you go. Alright YouTube, I hope this helped out all those people that requested more budget reviews. Cheeta knives, basically the cheapest yet still functional folding knives you know, that I've found. Stay tuned for many more reviews. I'm out of here, dudes.